Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome back. You're still watching Signature Morning, and we just finished an interview from our Abuja studios talking on the PDP zoning presidency to the south. Lillian, I wonder, zoning presidency to which part of the south? Is it southeast or south-south or southwest?
My dear, I don't know what they want to achieve, but I believe that they want balance, they want stability, going with all the ups and downs that PDP has experienced and all the talks, especially from Wike and the rest. So let's hope for the best.
Yes, let's see how that is going to turn out, right? Anyway, well, as we'll be marking the World Physiotherapy Day globally on September 8th, in the build-up to that day, we're going to be turning the spotlight on what it truly means to age healthy, looking at life choices, preventive care, and the vital role of physiotherapy in helping, other older people stay strong and stay young. Now, joining us this morning via Zoom from Birnin Kebbi is
Okay, so joining us from Birnin Kebbi is Dr. Habib Ibrahim, the Deputy Director and Physiotherapy Federal Teaching Hospital, Birnin Kebbi. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you for joining us. In simple terms, how would you define healthy aging?
Yeah, thank you again. Aging is a fundamental thing. Everybody from the very day we are born, we start aging. But the most important thing now is how do we age? And so that's when the healthy aging comes, which means that with long life comes with repercussions. So with the things we put in our body and how we take care of our body will determine a healthy aging and then deter us from frailty as we grow older.
Okay, so what does a healthy older person look like from your perspective?
Okay. And a healthy older person should be able to be independent as possible. That means you have to be able to carry yourself, move around, be strong, and because statistics have shown that at that age, if our muscles are not that strong enough and our bones are not strong enough, then the elder person will at any instant can fall at any time, and then their grappling reflexes diminishes, and so they are now at the risk of falling down or getting injuries. But if you are a healthy elderly person, it means that you can go about doing your function just like a normal person.
All right. Now, many people in Nigeria still associate physiotherapy mainly with sports injuries or things like accidents rehabilitation. Can you shed light on the broader role of physiotherapy when it comes to promoting healthy aging and also preventing falls?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Physiotherapy, actually, it's a branch of healthcare that focuses on movement dysfunction. So, and without movement, there is no life. And so anything that will cause we from not moving the way we should be in terms of illnesses or after surgery or a disease, then that's where physiotherapy comes in with our techniques, advanced techniques that we have. This could be as a form of manual therapy, exercises, electrotherapy, and what have you. And that's how we try to bring the person back to as independent as possible. Hello?
Are you still there, Mr. Anda?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, from your professional perspective, what lifestyle practices would you say that Nigerians should start adopting earlier in life to improve their chances of aging healthily?
Okay. From the age of 40 for men and 30 for women, we begin to age properly. It's not likely that we have to wait until we are 60 and above. What do I mean by we start aging properly? It means that we start to have bone depreciation, like what they call osteoporosis. Our bone density begins to go down. Our muscle mass begins to go down, which is known as sarcopenia. Our brain, there's this part of our brain that has to do with thinking and focusing and ability to react. That part of the brain is called the hippocampus. So that part of the brain to also begin to depreciate. And so as physiotherapists, we help or put people in line so that we reverse these cases. We can't, what will I say, stop it from happening, because that is what aging is all about. But we can delay or reverse these things so that with exercises, mostly resistive exercises, this osteoporosis, sarcopenia, and cognitive decline in the brain will be reversed.
All right. So as a physiotherapist, I want to understand what are the common causes of unhealthy aging?
Come again, please.
You are a physiotherapist, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, I want to understand the common causes of unhealthy aging.
Sedentary lifestyle is one of the ones that comes to my mind immediately, because they said sedentary sitting is the next smoking, because sedentary lifestyle will bring about a lot of things in terms of all the diseases of aging that you can think of. Is it diabetes? Is it cardiovascular problem like stroke? Is it cancer? Or what else? Like the sarcopenia I just mentioned. All these diseases of the aging. So, but if at a younger age we engage in physical activities like cardiovascular, aerobic exercises, resistive exercises, impact training and stuff, and what have you, and then so this will now we say this person can age gracefully and be as independent as possible. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, you have. So now many of our listeners, or should I say many people, worry about fall and losing independence. From your point of view, what are the simplest home-based exercises that people that are aged can do? What can they do to feel better, and what changes can families make to stop this risk?
Yes. Usually I divide our body into two parts. We have the lower part of our body, which from the waist down, the lower limbs, and then upper part of our body, upper limbs. So what increases our mobility and keeps us alive is the lower part of our body, because this is the part of the body that has the larger mass of muscles in our body. The gluteus, the thigh muscles, the calf muscles. These are very, very large muscles, and these are where we have more deposits of glucose that we eat from what we eat in our body. So we concentrate on exercises that have to do with this part of the bodies, which increases like exercises like squatting, walking, not necessarily jogging anyway, but I think squatting, walking around, taking a walk, even if it is just 30 minutes in a day for 3 times a week. This will help and reverse all those things that we've mentioned earlier.
All right. Now, speaking of physical exercises and things that people can do to be mobile, there are situations where older patients already face mobility limitations. So in such situations, how, what are the things that can be done or that they can do to improve their lifestyle? Are there programs, design programs or physiotherapy design programs that are both safe and also practical for day-to-day living?
Yes, to exercise is a good thing, but then again, it can also be deadly because for anybody to engage in any exercise, I always advise that you walk into the nearest hospital close to you, get yourself checked out if you are even good or physically okay for you to be engaged in all these exercises. Be it your family physician or you come to a physiotherapy department, and then there are some things that needs to be checked. Your blood pressure, are you diabetic? Your bone density, your weight, and all those things will be checked. And then specific exercise programs can now be designed for it's not just one exercise goes for everybody. No, you have to come, all those things needs to be checked out, and then specific exercise will be designed for specific entity. If you have mobility challenges, those challenges will be looked upon even before the exercise is engaged. I'll give you an example. Somebody that has hip problem or arthritis of the knee, you can't just tell the person to go and start doing exercise for what other people that do not have these things do. So you have to address those arthritic and the hip, uh, improve the hip flexibility before you can now say, okay, this is the kind of exercise we will ask you to do, and so forth. There are so many exercises that can be done, even in the gym or in your house.
All right. Now, when it comes to things that cause hospitalization among older adults, falls remain one of the leading causes of that. So, from your experience so far, what are the most common reasons why we find elderly patients fall and then they have to be brought to the hospital for physiotherapy treatment?
All right. Earlier on, I mentioned a lot of things that happen that has to do with falling, and I'll just mention three again. Sarcopenia, that is loss of muscle mass. If you don't have enough muscle mass, it means that you are not strong enough. Your flexibility is also reduced. So if you are not strong enough, just you won't have balance, and your flexibility will also be reduced. So without balance, one will easily fall just by trying to maneuver or move from one position to the other. You can lose balance, and then the person falls down, and then falling can now be very, very dangerous for such kind of person. The next one is the bone density. Sometimes we think that, okay, it is when the elderly fall that they now have hip fracture or one kind of form of fracture or not. But studies have shown that it is even the lack of the frailty of the bone that even caused the fall in the first place, meaning that the patient bone fractured, and that fracture causes the person to fall. And then when they get to the hospital and then they say, okay, she fell down, or he fell down, fractured. No, it is the frailty of the bone density that caused the fall in the first place. So that is number two. The third one and the final that I want to say about is the part of the brain that I talked about flexibility. I mean, the hippocampus. Hippocampus is one place there. That's where the neurotransmitters are based, which means that your ability to grasp and then your ability to think fast, your sharpness, and all those things comes from that place. So when you at that age, somebody start to have what we call this cognitive decline, it means that part of the brain is shrinking. So exercising reverses it, makes it like consider your brain to be another muscle, because the more you exercise, the more your muscle mass grows. So the same thing, that part of the brain also grows. So if you do that before the aging process start coming, it means that you are delaying such things, even dementia and depression. All those things come from that place. So those are the three places that I want to talk about now.
All right. So study says that nutrition ties closely to with muscle and bone health. So how do you advise older adults on their diet? Are there locally available food for them to take? Would you recommend protein or vitamin D?
Yes. Here in our locality, the most available food for us are usually carbohydrates. Most of our diets contains carbohydrates. Is it rice? Is it yam? What have you? Even the vegetable we talk about contains even carbohydrates we are talking about. So protein is the main source of food that grows these muscles I'm talking about. These are the things that grows our cells. Our cells dies every day because of use and or things like that. And so the cells reproduces itself. Protein is the one source of food that makes these things to grow. I'm talking about egg, meat, and what have you. These are the main source of protein I can think of here in our locality here. So those are the food that I will advise that we improve on. Some people will say beans, but so the studies have shown that even one egg in a day will give you enough protein that you need. You can eat more than that one, it's okay, but considering the economic situation, that's why I'm limiting it to one egg in a day. It will give you at least not enough, but at least substantial amount of protein that you need by the day. And the most important thing again is the exercise that I said. If you eat a lot of carbohydrates, as you finish eating, go and do one small, just take a walk. Even if it's 5-minute walk, do something so that you can burn it.
All right. All right. Now, access to looking at the awareness and accessibility of physiotherapy. Now, access to physiotherapy in Nigeria is still quite limited, particularly outside the urban centers, like when you go to the rural communities and the rural areas. So, in your position, what changes do you think that can be done, or the government and health institutions should implement to make physiotherapy more accessible to the elderly people?
Like I'll give an example. Here in Kebbi, I think the Federal Teaching Hospital is one of the hospitals that is offering physiotherapy services in the whole of Kebbi State. We have all the local general hospitals. They don't have physiotherapists. They are working. So, but now I think physiotherapy at the national level is collaborating with WHO, and then there's this thing they are coming up with, like rehabilitation for all. That is taking rehabilitation to the doorstep of the Nigerian people and the rural services. They are still working on it. I don't know how far they've gone, but it's one thing that I know that is going on right now in terms of making physiotherapy accessible and the general public to be aware of what we do as physiotherapists.
All right. For people over 60 years, what kind of routine checks do you think they should ask their clinicians for, and how often should they ask for that?
Over 60, there are a lot of things that needs to be checked regularly. Their blood pressure, their blood sugar, all this needs to be checked. Their cardiopulmonary status, their lung capacity, and all what have you. All these they need to be doing routine check, and by the time they see their physician, of course, there are other tests that they do that has nothing to do with physiotherapy that they need to be doing in the hospitals. Those are the things that I think I can think of right now.
All right. Now, aside from the modern medicine and modern physiotherapy and other forms of medicine, but we're focusing on physiotherapy for now. Some people, particularly those who stay in the villages or those who, are more inclined to traditional practices. Are there traditional Nigerian practices that align with modern physiotherapy when it comes to healthy aging or the approaches to healthy aging?
In the villages, they don't usually have some of the problems that we have or have in the urban areas, is because they are more mobile than us. They go to farm, they go to market, so their lifestyle is not that sedentary like in the urban centers. So they are doing well. We have these traditional bone setters that are there in the villages. They do what they do, but we don't encourage such things, because most of them, they end up bringing patients back to the hospital worse than they are supposed to be, and some things that would have been prevented will have happened to them. So it's always better to come to where physiotherapy is and access physiotherapy. We on our own, we are trying, like I said, the WHO is partnering with medical rehabilitation to make sure that physiotherapy service is taken down to the villages too.
All right. Thank you. Before we go, I would like you to tell us briefly about your role at the teaching hospital and what drew you to, helping older people.
Physiotherapy has always been my passion.
Okay.
So at the Federal Teaching Hospital there, we have physiotherapists there, and our department, the CMD has tried for us, and though we want more, but he has really done well for us. The department has increased in terms of numbers of physiotherapists that are working there and some of the tools that we use to execute our services. So, and like I said, physiotherapy is my passion. I like to see people move around because a healthy person or healthy people will build a healthy nation, and a sick people will have a sick nation. So, and I think sometimes I just look at it like the importance of physiotherapy is somehow underrated in what they do and how they can add quality to people's life. It's one thing to one of the things we say to people, we say, we wish you long life, long life and prosperity. But this long life comes with its challenges. And these challenges are things that physiotherapy addresses just by movement. Movement is medicine. And by saying that movement is medicine, it means that if you have diabetes, you're going to take drugs. If you have high blood pressure, you're going to take drugs. If you have sarcopenia and you have all those things, they say take supplements. But physiotherapy in the form of exercises takes care of these things. It's one pill in one. And I have this popular saying that exercise is medicine. Take one daily.
All right, that's quite a lovely one. And where do you see, or what do you see the future of physiotherapy in Nigeria, particularly for the aging population? And what message would you like to leave to Nigerians, both young and old, about preparing for and embracing healthy aging?
This morning before I came for this program, I was checking my laptop, and there's this new statistic that showed that the aging population is even growing at a very alarming rate. And so when we say the aging population is growing, it means that we are beginning to have the elderly people and the aging more in Nigeria. And so we will need to do more as physiotherapists to see that these people are engaged in physical activities. That is just what we are asking for, nothing more. It's not about going to buy this. And the good thing is this drug I'm talking about is free. Exercise is free. You just have to enjoy doing it. Move around. Don't just stay in one place. It's unfortunate that the lifestyle we are having in this modern age now is making things enjoyable, in quotes, to say. You just sit down and then you use your voice to off the light. You can just clap and then the door opens. You use remote control to even control your car and things like that. So activities is getting lesser and lesser and lesser. And this is going to cause more problem for us, especially as we grow old. So those are the things that is what we physiotherapists are trying to talk against. Let's move away from this new technology.
Ibrahim, the Deputy Director, Physiotherapy, Federal Teaching Hospital, Birnin Kebbi. Thank you so much for your time and for the work you do in physiotherapy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right, it's our pleasure as well. And the show will be back in a moment. Do stay with us.
We are local.
International community is observing
why the main market is in chaos. People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
we have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.